Hey all, welcome to ShareTreck. It is the 27th of March 2022 and a great Sunday. We have crazy weather here in Toronto and it has been raining and it was humid yesterday and the temperatures were a bit high, and today it's snowing, so there's a blanket of snow on the ground, so it's looking crazy. But we'll get on with it. That's what we do here in Canada. Whatever the weather, we just keep plodding on. So having said that, yesterday's video was a bit long, so I apologize for that, but hopefully I'll be getting better and better in making videos and making more crisp and being able to pack more content into shorter videos. So I'm definitely working towards that, I can assure you. So having said that, today's video is just going to concentrate on 4 or 5 news items which I think are key for this week, and I'm going to explain why. So let's get started. So the very first news is coming to us from Reuters, which is a reliable news agency. It says EU's Borrell says nuclear agreement with Iran very close, and Iran has also made similar kind of press releases. So it seems that we are moving in the right direction. I believe that if the Iran deal comes in place and oil from Iran comes out, it's going to be great for the Iranian people, and also it's going to be great for the global economy and especially for the US, because it can cool down the inflation that is raging right now, and it can reduce the headaches for the Fed. So that is my opinion. I'm going to put the links of all these news articles in the description so you can read them in detail and you can understand, draw your own inferences. But I think this is a move in the right direction. And the next thing that we have is Treasury Secretary Yellen sees no need for China restrictions as US tries to deter aid. So this is from CNBC. So again, this is a advice in the right direction, I believe, because there is no point US and China fighting each other in a trade war and with sanctions, because most of the production globally happens in China, and it can dampen the inflation and make things better. There is no need to have a two-polar world where China, Russia, North Korea, all those countries are on one side and the rest of the world is on the other. It's not going to work out well for anybody. Neither side is going to win. So this seems to be a good advice, and I hope President Biden also continues to look at things the way Secretary Yellen is looking at. So apart from that, we have another news item again from CNBC. This talks about President Joe Biden to propose new 20% minimum billionaire tax. So the way this tax is going to work is that after the billionaires file their tax returns for the year, if they have not paid 20% tax, whatever is the deficit, that will have to be paid by them. There is no loopholes in this. So what it means basically is that if the billionaires use loopholes in the tax process and file a tax return where they're just paying maybe 1% or 2% of their income as tax, then let us say if they are paying 2% of income as their tax, then 20 minus 2, 18% is what they will have to pay as minimum tax over and above what they have already paid. So this is what Joe Biden is proposing, and similar proposals have been done in the past, but the Conservative Party doesn't allow that to go through because they still believe in the trickle-down economy, that if you have billionaires have a lot of money, then they're going to be generous and they're going to put up factories and plants and employ a lot of people and take risk to make more products and everything. So they are still on that track. So we have to see any benefits coming out of the trickle-down economy. So far, it has not happened. So let's hope that this particular measure goes through. However, this is not without risk. In the past, France has done a similar experiment of taxing millionaires. And I think, one of the millionaires was a famous actor, I believe, who decided to relinquish his citizenship, and he went off and became a citizen of Russia. Many billionaires try to shop around for citizenship, especially they end up in Switzerland with a preferential tax treatment. So those kind of avenues are there. So there could be a lot of billionaires who decide to leave United States and go other places if this measure succeeds. We'll have to wait and see what happens, how things go about. but at least this a step in the right direction, and it can reduce the income inequality, which, if left unchecked, could create a social revolution of sorts, and that could be social unrest. So probably a step in the right direction. Even if 20% minimum billionaire tax is not there, at least if they end up with 10% or 12% or something like that, even that would be a minor victory in my opinion. So having said that, now let's look at the next news item which is out there. This is coming from Market Watch. So stock market investors should watch this part of the yield curve for the best leading indicator of trouble ahead. So basically this particular article talks about most people looking at 10-year to 2-year spread differentials to look at the flattening yield curve. But according to this article, they have looked at 20-year to 10-year, which has already gone negative. They have looked at 10-year to 5-year, which has already gone negative. And they have also looked at 10-year to 2-month, which has gone negative. So they are talking about all the other measures having gone negative, which means they have the curve is gone below zero for those differentials. And if 10-year to 2-year yield curve, which is slightly above right now, manages to go below zero, then it's definitely the flashing lights of recession in the horizon. So if that is what is happening, then the Fed may probably slow down on the interest rate hikes and take other measures. And I personally think one of the best measures for this inflation is the Iran deal, and also trying to get the Russia-Ukraine conflict into control and take very, very rapid measures to reduce the bottleneck in the supply chains. If these three things are done, then I think we can tame inflation very, very quickly. So I hope we go in that direction, because interest rate hikes are definitely going to push us towards recession. There has been talk of soft landing. And in soft landing, what happens is employment continues to rise, inflation goes down, and our GDP continues to go up. That is very unlikely to happen, because if inflation goes down, the employment is also going to go down along with it. So I think instead of putting all the eggs in the basket of soft landing, which is going to be like threading a needle, I think we have to put more efforts on the other three factors I mentioned, which is Iran nuclear deal to release oil. The second thing is to work very frantically to bring down the hostilities between Russia and Ukraine and get some kind of a ceasefire in place. So those things need to be done, and then work on the supply chain to make sure that goods can reach a destination much faster. And if during the process of COVID and supply chain bottleneck, some manufacturers have tied up with countries that do not have agreement with US, working on making those customs channel for getting the goods across into the US soil should be made much more easier. And that, I think, is going to help us with coming out of this inflation cycle in a much better manner. The other item I have here is stocks could take their cue from oil inflation and interest rates in the week ahead. So again, this is the same thesis that we had spoken about on my Friday roundup, where I said that oil is the key factor, and where Monday market opens will depend on where oil goes. So that's what I think needs to be watched, and that's exactly what this article is talking about. So I'm going to put all of these into the description below, and you could have a look at these articles and draw your own conclusion and put it in the comments. If there is any other factors that you think is going to drive the market for Monday, it will be enlightening for me also. My friends, I think the only difference between you and I is that I'm just putting these things on the video. I believe that each one of you possesses a rich amount of knowledge based on past experience and dealings in the market and your own education that you would have a thing or two to tell me about. So please do not hesitate to share that in the comments so that I can use it in upcoming weekend videos and everyone can benefit. So please do not hold your knowledge to yourself. Please share it with us. And this channel can be our channel where we can share our collective wisdom and try to make the best anticipation of what's going to happen in the market going forward. And that would be the best way to handle this channel, in my opinion. So thanks and have a great day. And if you're here for the first time, or if you have been watching our videos, Please subscribe. We are growing very fast. We have around 364 subscribers right now, and we are going towards the 500 mark. I'd really encourage you to subscribe. It's absolutely free. Please press the subscribe button. And all those of you who have already subscribed, big thanks from me for taking that little step. And I'll see you on Monday. Take care and have a great day. Bye for now.